You don't need to take the next 5 years or 10 years to heal yourself. You know, of late, I've been feeling that time was running out for me. And I want to share this with you because I discovered that time is actually malleable and we can be the master of time. You know, we can control time to a certain extent. One day I realized that when I was rushing around, time seemed to fly by. You know, I seemed to have less time. But if I did things slowly and if my mind was calm, and I focused on whatever I was doing, then time seemed to flow at a comfortable pace. And I found that I actually had more time when I did things slowly. I've had anxiety ever since I was a very small child, and I know the root of it because there was one particular incident that happened that caused this anxiety. It's useful to go back to the root of it if you have anxiety, because anxiety is not your personality. It's not your character. Someone put it there. And the narcissist in my life made me anxious because it was entertainment for them. And the more anxious I was, the more fun it was to watch, you see. Every time I got over my anxiety, even for a few minutes, they would crank it up to make me even more anxious, to make me run around like a headless chicken. And the more I tried to overcome it, the more they would crank it up. Because to a narcissist, the whole point is to win, to compete against you. Except when you're a child, you didn't know you were competing. You didn't know you were in a competition. So you try to better yourself. And the more you better yourself, the more they up the ante. You see? And we rarely get support from anyone because no one will believe us. You see, these signals to cause anxiety in you, to cause chaos in you, these signals are secret signals that are designed only for your eyes and ears only. No one else understands it. You know, it's like a hypnotic, it's like a bell. You know, whatever they do, whether it's a look or the touching of an earlobe or something, whatever it is a hypnotic signal and it sends you spiraling into some kind of anxiety madness. So, after suffering anxiety my whole life, you know, I was always punctual for meetings, and for appointments with friends. But while driving, I would be a nervous wreck. My tummy was always queasy. It was just horrible. You know, sometimes I had cold sweat just so that I would be on time for a lunch appointment with a friend. You know, and no matter how forgiving friends are, even if you're 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, it's okay. It doesn't bother them. But to me, 10 minutes late was a huge sin. And I had to do everything I could in order not to be late. And one day I realized that as I was rushing around in full chaos, time actually seemed like it was chasing me. But if I did things slowly and if I focused on what I was doing and if I told time, F off, I'm taking my time to do this, okay? I'm giving this my full attention, so F off. Then you find that time actually listens to you. Time actually follows your pace. But before I discovered that, I spent more than half my life being so confused. And it was only when I learned about narcissistic abuse that I started watching literally thousands of videos and reading articles about it, that I slowly learned what it was all about. Essentially, it was a war against your spirit, against your soul. It is an attack at the soul level, especially the covert type. Now, it took me a long, long time to find out because it was covert. The more covert it is, the less obvious it is, and the less support you have, because people just don't understand. They think you're making it up. They think you're being dramatic. They think you're the crazy one. So it took me a very, very long time to have that aha moment that, oh, that sounds familiar. Let me find out more. And then it takes time to accept it. It's a process. It's a day at a time, a step at a time. There are good days and there are bad days. And, we just have to plow on. We just have to march on, every day. Sometimes you feel that you are on top of the game, and sometimes you feel you've slipped a few steps. But you just got to find something to carry you forward. You just have to find something to keep you afloat. And, on tough days, I have this feeling that I'm running out of time because it took me so long to learn about this, to try to heal from it, to try so many methods, so many ways to heal, that honestly, my future is shorter than my past. It is literally shorter than my past. So some days I feel that I am running out of time. And I sometimes feel that I've been cheated of so many years. I've lost so many years, so many decades. And now I find that sometimes I'm scrambling. I'm scrambling with whatever time I have left to live a good life, finally. So this is why I want to share with you, if you feel that time is running out and you feel that you need to heal faster in order to have whatever is left of your, I don't mean to sound depressing, but sometimes, we do feel that way, that we want to reclaim our life and what is left of it. Sometimes I read comments from people who are in their 70s and even 80s, and it really breaks my heart I don't know why this thing is coming up. I'm sorry. It really breaks my heart to read their comments, because most of them say, I don't have much time left. I'm trying so hard to make the best out of what I have. So on days when we think that we're sinking, I just want to share this with you, that when you slow down your thoughts, when you calm your thoughts down, when you consciously do something slowly, do it at a comfortable pace rather than rushing, you'll find that time takes your cue. Time follows your pace. Now, I don't know whether I'm imagining it or not, but when I check the time, as in physical clock time, when I check it, I find that I took less time to do something when I'm slow than when I'm fast. So, I'm not a physicist. I don't know much about physics, but I do know that physicists all agree that time doesn't exist. There is no such thing as objective reality when it comes to time. I mean, yeah, the objective reality is when you want to meet someone at 3 or 4 or whatever time you want to meet, then yes, you follow that clock and you follow the calendar. That's how we organize ourselves. But apart from that, time is subjective. We all experience it in a different way. And it's all in here. So the calmer your mind is, the slower time seems to flow. So what I'm trying to say is that if you feel that you're running out of time, all I'm saying is that you can manipulate it and control it so you have more of it. I don't mean you're going to have more hours in the day or more days in the year. Time will still continue flowing at the same rate that it always does. But for you, it won't. For you, it can follow your command, and you don't have to be bound by time. You can do this by being present, being in the moment. You see, when you're in the moment, time behaves very strangely. So this is what I'm trying to say. You don't need to take the next 5 years or 10 years to heal yourself, because when you're focusing on the moment, when you're really present in one moment, a lifetime can happen.